Boys are now 14 times more likely, apparently, to be struck down with a rare heart condition after taking the Pfizer vaccine. It's been happening in the US, although, of course, you won't have really seen it on the BBC or other lefty outlets, because it's too much of an inconvenient truth for them to handle, isn't it? We couldn't possibly let facts get in the way of the great big vaccine loving, the never-ending cycle of pro-vaccine porn that's essentially been gripping this nation. Boris wants to jab all 16 and 17-year-olds, but then here we go. Here's the kicker. The government policy is to give older teenagers one jab and then wait to see if there are any safety issues before giving them the second jab. Wait to see if there are any safety issues. Are you having a laugh? I'll just close my eyes and do 100 miles per hour on the M1 and wait to see if there are any safety issues. I'll just wander into Kabul unarmed and wait to see if there are any safety issues. So we're experimenting on kids now. That's essentially what seems to be happening. That's our world, apparently. Our world leaders are complicit in it. Vast swathes of the media seem to be complicit in it. Huge sections of the medical community seem to be complicit in it. And then, how do they really make sure they get maximum uptake? Simple. Remove the need for parental consent, give kids incentives to get the vaccine, and turn them into social pariahs if they don't. In case you thought I was being a bit over the top about the experimenting on kids thing, just check this out. Moderna are looking for children to take part in vaccine trials in America and Australia. So that's literally happening. The condition hitting kids after the Pfizer vaccine is called myocarditis. It's an inflammation of the heart caused by a virus. Now, in most cases, it clears up and goes away, so it's important to make that point. But it can be fatal. You might need a heart transplant. You can black out and be in serious pain. It can reoccur, and there's no known way to prevent it, and there is no widely available test for it. The long-term risks of having myocarditis post-Pfizer jab are currently unknown. Do you fancy putting that on your child? Maybe you do, and that's cool if you do, but the risk is low, of course. But you're well within your rights if you don't want to. That doesn't make you an anti-vaxxer. Remember, under 30s were told not to get the AstraZeneca jab because of the blood clot fears. That literally happened as well, didn't it? But I'm some kind of weird, kooky conspiracy theorist, apparently, if I've got reservations about giving a child a vaccine that's still in a trial phase. And it doesn't come down to a question of trust, doesn't it? The same people telling us not to worry about vaccinating kids are the same people who told us we currently have 100,000 COVID cases a day right now. Yesterday, there were 20,418. They used data that was out of date and incorrect to put us into the second lockdown. And that's not me saying it, that's the UK Statistics Authority. For the lockdown extension, they miscalculated the efficacy of the vaccine among adults and thought the situation would be more dangerous than it was. Chris Whitty has a habit of zooming in on graphs to make them look like terrifying numbers of doom. Matt Hancock told us we couldn't hug relatives at Christmas, while he was doing a lot more than just hugging with somebody else's relative. Put simply, if you don't want to vaccinate your child with a jab that has no long-term data and you don't believe the consistently inaccurate people telling you that it's all okay, then that's fine. You're not irrational, you're normal.